Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to yet another ReZero episode. Today we're checking out episode number 5, and yeah, after the previous episode, I'm really expecting some really deep introspective moments from Subaru, where maybe he confirms what he's learned, because that's what he was asked at the end of the previous episode, what he's learned about himself, what he's learned about everything like that. And yeah, I'm just excited to see just what it is that Subaru has learned here, because we as viewers learned a lot about Subaru, and so have those lessons that we learned about why he is the way he is, everything like that. Like, his character is suddenly so fleshed out in the span of a single episode. He is so well deeply fleshed out at this point, where every single motive, every single action, every single time he has felt a certain way, every single action he's made, everything makes sense now. He's just like, it was such an incredibly well done episode that in the span of 30 minutes, it was a longer episode than usual, which I only realized once I was editing, and I think that it didn't feel that long because it was just such a great episode that I was so deeply invested. And so once I went to edit and I realized it was 30 minutes, it actually blew my mind. But the fact that in a single 30-minute episode, we got all that. We got to learn that Subaru is a depressed young boy. Like, he wants to be a shut-in because he is not happy with his life. He doesn't enjoy going to school. He doesn't like being in social interactions. He's socially awkward, and he has panic attacks. That's something I didn't realize until it was pointed out in the comments, which I'm grateful for. Those pains he was feeling in his heart. I thought while I was watching the episode that it was some weird time stuff, because the way the previous episode left off, where it was like, you must go to your past and learn about your overcome your past, or whatever it was, I truly thought this was a literal insight into a moment in his past, and that we were following that along so that we as viewers could learn about Subaru, how he was, and see him interacting with everything. So it honestly wasn't until the very end of the episode that I realized what this episode was. And yeah, I do apologize. I know that it's probably frustrating to see me be like, I don't understand this is confusing, the whole episode until the very end. Season 2 has already been phenomenal, and we're only 4 episodes in. We're checking out episode 5 right now, but this has already been such an incredible season, and one that is really adding a lot of layers to the main character, for one, but also the world as a whole. We're learning so much about the lore, so much about just everything, the way the world is, and different things within the world that were once a mystery. And yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm loving this so much. I hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. But yeah, we're just going to check this one out right now. As always, if you guys are enjoying, if you guys have been enjoying these videos, and if you guys do enjoy this one, please leave a like. It really helps a lot. And leave a subscription if you have not done so already. That is probably the best way you can support this channel. And of course, leave a comment down below letting me know cool little pieces of information and trivia maybe within this episode that aren't exactly spoilery for the future of the series. I always love to be updated and, you know, learn things that maybe I missed. But yeah, we're going to check this one out. So here we go. Let's check out ReZero Season 2 Episode 5. Let's go. Oh, we're kicking things off with a kid now, of course. Okay, let's hear it. What do we have to say? That's crazy. Oh, I can't watch this yet. The funny thing is, this is just so random and stupid, but while I was editing episode 4, I did make a joke in like Discord to Pinesino that seeing Echidna in this school uniform just makes the first 2 petite shorts more canon than ever. Even though obviously that's not true at all. It's just a funny thought. Damn, this is a banger. Holy shit, this is such a great opening. Myth and Royd again, of course, I'm sure. I can't quite remember, but yeah, absolute banger. It's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be fine by the end of the season. I'm sure of it. Myth and Roy just told me so. Okay, we can look. Recreating from memories. Interesting.
だから試練が始まった。それだけのことだよ。聞こえなかったかい？まず過去に向き合えと。
That was not your voice, that was mine. Is what he's thinking.
お前俺に何をした？完全にお前のこと忘れてたぞ。
My voice, she says. That's strange.
記憶に干渉する方が手っ取り早かったからね。
More than suitable.
てか、この世界ってのはやっぱり。
ああ、そうだよ。ここは君の記憶。
Fabricated world. That's, I think, the exact same words I used.
君の両親も含め。
That's really sad. He still hasn't had that. Like his parents still don't know where he is. He's just up and disappeared.
君が思っていたのと異なる父親像を君は本当に一度も疑ったことがなかったかい？知られて楽になりたい本心をそれでも愛してほしいという利己的な感情を虚構の父に妄想の母に求めていなかったと断言できるかい？
Imaginary, that's
理想的で
brutal.
都合が良すぎる。そうは思わないかい？
Damn, Echidna, you're bad. Ha ha ha, yes, get her ass.
俺の答えは全部伝えた。父さんもお母さんもそれを受け取ってくれた。俺は頑張れって言ってらっしゃいって言ってもらえたんだ。あの声も笑顔も全部が全部
It was all real.
ぶっちぎってた。俺の両親は俺のちんけな想像に収まるような器じゃねえよ。なめんな。
They are larger than life, absolutely.
俺は二人に全部伝えられた。お前の言葉になんか惑わされてやらねえよ。
Yeah, get her ass.
次の設問に期待したいところだね。
で、次の設
The
問？
next
なんだそれ、
question.
試練って1個じゃないのか？
墓所の試練は全部で3つ。聖域の解放はその突破が条件だ。そんなに驚いてもらえると胸が弾む。
Is it seeing him specifically so surprised?
外に出れば
Damn.
君は元の墓所に戻っているはずだよ。
Hmm.
なんだい？一発殴らせろとでも？確かに君にはそのぐらいの権利は。
Why would we want to hit
で
her?
も僕は女だ。顔は。
ありがとな。
Aw.
たとえ本物じゃなかったにしても。
You, as a person, are able to have closure, yeah.
伝えたいことを言えたのはお前のおかげだ。
Aw.
だから、ありがとうだ。
Damn, Echidna's like, I've never met anyone like you before. Yep. That's our main character right there. That's my MC.
そうだ。お前はどうも俺がこの先の試練に挑戦するのを望んでるみたいだったけど。
Why don't you come with
その期待には
us?
応えられねえよ。
We're trying to find
試
Emilia.
練をクリアして聖域を解放するのは俺の役目じゃない。お前の期待は別の子が叶える。
果たしてそれはどうかな。
Silvered hair human witch. Interesting with the silver hair.
そうだ。俺は試練を受けて。
You have those memories now. Do you remember Echidna now? Like, do you have memories of Echidna at this point? Because you didn't have memories before. Can you suddenly remember her? Oh, what she dreamt about. Oh, that can't be good.
そうだ。私試練を受けてそれで。
Her teeth are chattering. Is that from coldness or like fear? It wasn't you. And yet it was.
大丈夫だ。俺がついてる。俺がいる。君を一人にしない。大丈夫だ。
Father, help me. Oh, okay, Puck. Okay, I thought she meant like a literal father. I should have realized. That's all me at this point. Damn, that's crazy. It wasn't me, and yet. So what did her past self do before she was put in that crystal?
一ついいですか？
なんだオット。
What do you want, Otto?
聖域を解放しなくても皆さんを結界の外に出せるかもしれません。
はあ？何言ってんだお前。そんな方法はねえや。
まあ聞いてください。 根血の方々は結界に触れると気を失うのは理解しています。僕もこの目で見ました。その気絶した方々を結界の影響を受けない全員で担いで
Yeah, that's a good idea, but is there more to it?
なるほど。その方法ならみんな外に。
愉快な提案じゃが、やめた方が無難じゃよ。わしは。
Who are you? You're the little elf girl.
君は
This time you're wearing dark clothes. Last time you're wearing light. What the hell, Ram?
何事かと思ったわ。
大げさね。男のくせにみっともない。余計なことは言わずにおきなさい。
Oh, okay, Ram. Thank you for the warning.
わしはリューズビルマ。
リューズビルマ。
一応この集落の代表ということになっておる。
Okay.
見ての通りの
You look like a child. You're old and frail?
つまりロリババ
Oh my god, stop.
初対面でババア呼ばわりとはな。まあよかろう。
Okay, that's an unnecessary comment like Ram just told us not to say. Barsu.
スーボって。
それでリュウズさん、さっきの僕の明暗がダメという根拠は？
Youngsu.
魂の抜け殻って。
聞いておるじゃろ。根血の者は結界に意識を奪われる。正しくは魂を弾かれるんじゃ。
So souls can't.
それはつまり根血の人が結界を無理に超えようとすると肉体と魂が分離する。
You can separate a soul from a body, finally!
抜け殻になる。
Definitive
はは、なかなか
confirmation of it.
要約するとそうじゃな。
Good shit, Subaru. You're catching on quick.
結界の外に出ることはすなわち死を意味する。
Is that what Amelia is?
けどよ、試練に挑戦する資格が根血ってことなら、リュウズさんやガーフィールも挑もうと思えば挑めるってことなんだよ。
Not everyone has
挑
permission
む
for
だ
some
けなら
reason.
理屈の上では可能じゃな。じゃが、聖域の解放は
Is
で
it
きん。
someone
それ
who
は
has
この
any
地
kind
に
of
面々
relationship
と
with a
受け継がれ
witch?
るわしら聖域の住人への契約よ。
Okay. But what's the qualification for it, I guess?
スバル、
Aw.
おはよう、エミリアタン。
Ohio?
よく眠れた。
ずっとついててくれたの？
どうせ部屋に戻っても眠れないから。
Aw.
夫のやつ寝言がうるさくてさ。
I would believe that, honestly.
私、墓所ですごく取り乱して。
Amelia, you're probably going through a lot right now. You're learning a lot about yourself that you didn't know.
違うの。あれ、おかしいな。私なんでこんな。
エミリアタン、ついに無意識化で俺を求めよう
No,
と
it
積
was.
極的に。
I think it was just like
多
a
分うっかりしちゃったみたい。
a nice feeling of
うっかりってどういうこと？
safety and comfort.
笑えるなら大丈夫だよ。
Yeah,
試
we're
練
not
は
gonna make her feel
今夜
weird
もう
about
一度
it.
挑んでみればいい。
I don't know if she wants to.
今夜、もう一度。
Yeah, I don't think she wants to. Ram, you need to talk some sense into Subaru and tell him that he's the one. Okay, we're actually getting it.
聖域の解放に、ここの住人の全員が
Not
賛成している
everyone,
わけではない
why?
わ。中には聖域の解放を望まない保守派もいるということ。保守派にとって、外との交流は最低限である今が理想
Well,
な
there's no reason that can't
そ
still
れをあ
happen.
えて壊そうなんて、迷惑以外の何者でもないということよ。エミリア様に奇跡を持たせたのはフレデリカよ。
お前はフレデリカが仕組んだことだって思うか？
状況証拠は、フレデリカが何か企んでいたことを示している。事実
But she spoke
エミ
about
リア様は間一
the
髪の
Masters,
と
so
ころ
this
難を
is
逃れた
Roswell's plan.
バルスの尊い、割と尊い犠牲のおかげで、
言い直すな
Wait.
よ。
Ram doesn't even know about Roswell's plans.
気をつけなさい、
Ooh,
バルス。
that's
聖域の解放に
strange.
反対する連中にとって、一番確実な方法は、エミリア様に危害を加えることよ。誰が
Hmm.
敵かはわからない。常に
Shit.
気を張りなさい。
Thank you, Ram. Thank you. But also, that's interesting. You don't know what Roswell's plans are. And that's strange. But also, I think Amelia, outside of the sanctuary, if this is where she maybe was. Actually, I don't know. I wonder if she maybe is like a shell of who she actually is, and that's the point. And this is to restore that? Restore Sattler, perhaps?
お前はさ、聖域の外に出たら何がしたいんだ？
Live life?
生きてえとこに好きなように行けるやつに
Yeah,
俺様や
seriously.
ババアたちの気持ちはわかんねえよ。
フレデリカはどうなんだ？
ああ
聖域のこと、フレデリカはどう思ってんだ？
めえは何も聞かされちゃいねえのかよ。
お前のことも話せない制約が理由で聞けたのは名前ぐらいだ。
制約か。手のいい言い訳だぜ。
Oh.
飼い主そっくりじゃねえか。
お前もフレデリカとはあんまり仲良くないのか？
仲の良し悪しって質問ならよくねえよ。
Is she laughing or crying? I can't really tell. Okay, she's crying. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's a lot for you to go through, Amelia.
I don't
trust you, Roswell.
信用にかけるってエミリアが？お前いきなり何を？
落ち着きたまえスーバル君。君にはこれまで同様、エミリア様を手助けして支えになってもらいたい。
Well, duh. No shit. Yeah, exactly.
お前は何をするんだよ。
無論同じさ。
You're gonna do nothing. You never do anything.
私たちは共犯者というわけだ。
それを言うなら協力者だろ。お前の言ってることは矛盾だらけだ。参加が公になったら魔女教が暴れ出すってのは周知の事実だった。
Absolutely.
なのにお前は何をしてたんだよ。そもそもお前は魔女教の情報をエミリアに伏せてただろう。エミリアは何を
Yeah,
知ら
call
なか
that
った
shit out.
知ってれば何
Call him out
か
for
違
his
ったはずだ。
bullshit. He's been such an ass, like an absent fool the entire series.
お前がいればよかったんだ。お前がいてくれればあんなことは起きなかった。
That's what I've been saying. Where has he been this entire time?
だが不在の私に代わり、君が役目を果たした騎士として申し分ない手柄も。
Oh my god.
落ち着きなさいバルス。ロズワール様の行いのすべてをラムは許容する。
Okay, you
その
condone
中
it.
でラムがどう扱われてどう切り捨てられたとしても同じことよ。
じゃあレムがそんなバカなことの犠牲になったのも許せるのかよ。
Oh, she doesn't know who Ram is. Oh no.
誰のことを言っているかわからないけど、他人の名前はラムには何の関係もないわ。
That's awful.
なぜ私は来たる魔女教の襲撃に際し、
Okay, please tell
屋敷に
us.
不在であったのか。いずれも答えは一つだ。
And
私が魔女教と対峙せずに済むように、
why?
それらの事態を誘導した。私が解決してしまえば、今回のことはエミリア様の手柄にも君の手柄にもならないか。
He's been orchestrating this whole damn thing.
理解できない魔女の系類から自分たちの命を守るのに貢献してくれた恩人。
He's just telling us this?
お前自分が今何言ってるのか分かってんのか。
味方に出た損害には哀悼の意を表明しよう。それと
Oh
も君
my
は
god,
私に
your
謝ってほ
condolences
しい
mean
のか。
nothing.
そうじゃない。俺が何もできないクズのままならお前はどうしてたんだよ。エミリアも村の人たちも誰も救えない結果になってたら。
信じていたんだよ、君のことを。君ならばエミリア様のために奔走し、クルシュ様と
In
同
your
盟し
power.
力を尽くし、襲い来る魔女教の撃退を命がけで成し遂げ、功績を上げると信じていた。
お前が俺の何を知ってる。
What do you know about us that we don't know? Can you sense a witch factor within us?
俺
どう
の何を
やら
信じたんだ
今夜の
よ。
話し合いはここまでのようだ。
Oh my god, Roswell,
ち
no.
なみにこのことはエミリア様には
言えるわけがねえ。
内心では現状が正しいと理解している。エミリア様の応戦のために私や村人と圧力を生むべきではないとね。やはり君は私の共犯者にふさわしいよ。
Oh, piss off. We are not your partner in crime. You're the criminal and we're just the guy cleaning up your shitty ass mess.
辛そうなのは見ててわかる。でもこの聖域の解放は君がやらなきゃ意味がないと思う。そのためにまた挑める。
Aw. Look at the beautiful sky.
スバルのバカ。
You jerk?
急に罵倒。
そんなに優しい目と声で言われて、できないなんて言えっこないじゃない。
Aw.
私あんまり頭は良くないけど、これが私のお役目ってことぐらい分かってる。甘やかさないで信じてて。
Aw, that's a nice way of putting it. We believe in you, Amelia. I believe in you,
ありがとう。
Amelia.
アーラム村の人たちには迷惑かけちゃうから、それだけ心苦しいかも。
ああ、その件だけど
It's not your
俺
fault.
に預けてもらってもいい？
分かった。スバルを信じる。
This is all Roswell's fault in the end.
エミリアが結界の外に出られない限り
Okay, that's great. That's great. That does make a lot of sense, though, strategically. They don't need to hold them hostage anymore.
随分と古臭いおまじないね。
Petra に出発前にもらったんだ。
Petra? She's gonna ask no.
フレデリカが新入りに悪さを働くなんてありえない。そこまで下道に落ちるはずもないわ。その子のことは心配無用。
Okay, okay. I was like, why are you telling us this?
思惑は知らない。でもフレデリカがフレデリカであることは疑っていないわ。それとロズワール様からの伝言。
What's the message?
フレデリカと相対するのに不安があるならベアトリス様を頼りなさい。そしてこういうの。ロズワールは質問をしろと言ってい
Ask the
た。
question?
質問？
詳しくはラブも知らない。ただそれがベアトリス様の耳に入れば状況は変わる。
What?
ロズワール様はそう仰せよ。
What does that even mean? Are we leaving with the villagers?
あなたに精霊の祝福がありますよ。
We heard that while we were in the fabricated world. Why are you leaving too, Subaru? I'm surprised by that.
てめえ、同所で試練を受けただろ。
Yep. We sure did.
隠す必要はねえ。見てりゃわかる。簡単な話だ。エミリア様の代わりにてめえが試練に挑むんだよ。
Yep.
それはダメだ。それが崩れちゃ前提が。
そもそも本当に過去なんざ乗り越える必要があんのかよ。
You know what the first trial is?
その度
Does everyone know what the trials are?
見ちゃいらんねえよ。
エミリアは必ず試練を乗り越えられるって
She needs support and she needs help, though. And if you're leaving, how's she gonna get that?
エミリア様は本当に
Yeah, like her past is pretty scary stuff if it's
本音じゃねえのかよ。
so mysterious.
エミリアの本音。
俺様がついててやれんのもここまでだ。持ってけや。
これって
What does this actually do? Can you tell us about it?
つもりはねえよ。ただ、てめえが戻ってこなきゃ俺様たちが困っちまう。いざとなりゃフレデリカに見せろ。
I don't really understand the crystal unless it's literally just a symbol between Frederica and Garfield, and it does have those abilities to do what we saw in that episode where they were traveling here. Or not here, but from here to the forest.
誰もいねえのか。
Where is everyone? I don't like this lighting and this silence. Oh, and all the doors are open? Where's Beatrice? Why are all the doors open? What is happening here? Red lights?
レムは
Why is this suddenly so intense? What did you trip on? Was that a leg? You're dead? Is that your own blood? How did that happen? When did that happen? Elsa? Is that Elsa? Oh my god. What's she doing back? Oh my god. Why is she back? And what's her deal? What's she want? A step forward? We're going back. We're going backwards is what we're doing actually. We're not going forward at all. What's Elsa's deal? What is her play here? Obviously, she wanted one of the candidate, like, token things that indicates that you're a candidate. So does she herself want to be a candidate? Or I think it was that she was buying for someone else, or she was there on behalf of someone else. So who is sending her here? Surely this isn't another ROSWAALL ploy. Oh my god, like, what the hell was that ending? Oh, we're back. We're going back all over again. Hi, so I just wanted to jump in here. This is very clearly me from the future. This is me the following day. I've got a haircut. I'm wearing different clothes and everything. And yeah, the reason I'm jumping in here is just to let you guys know a little bit of what was happening during this post-episode talk before we get to it. I know that this seems really silly and stupid, but you know, just for some context, I was extremely tired while I was recording this. I barely got any sleep sleep the night before. It's been really hot, and I went to the gym that morning, and then I came home and started recording. And the episode itself, I feel like it gripped my attention the entire way through, and I was focused and I was alert and awake for it. But once I started getting to the post-episode talk, I've cut it out of the video, but I at one point literally fell asleep. I just leaned back and just fell asleep for like 5 minutes. And yeah, I was just so extremely tired that I don't know, you might catch it. I haven't really got that far in the edit yet, but I know that at points while I was talking, my eyes were closing, and I don't know how that looks on video, whether it looks like I'm falling asleep or not, but I'm trying to talk. So yeah, I did my best. I apologize, but I will after I record this. I'm recording this and then I'm going to record it, but I will add actual more thoughts and stuff that I haven't touched upon, and flesh out the post episode analysis after the shit show that is me falling asleep. But I did my best, and it's all right. And normally I wouldn't do this. I normally wouldn't jump in and record more, but I feel I owe it to you guys because your guys' support has been incredible. And yeah, this was another great episode that I just feel like I need to do justice to by speaking about it more at length. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the shit show of a post episode analysis. So enjoy that one, guys, and I will be back, my future self, at the end of that before we wrap up the entire video. So here we go. Alright, so I don't think I'm gonna have as much to say this episode than I did in the previous one. I know the previous episode was pretty long length for the video upload. This one I feel like I can break down kind of into sections, so it's going to make it easier to kind of talk and flow through this post-talk analysis, I hope, a little better. But yeah, the episode obviously begins with Subaru and Echidna in this classroom, exactly where we left off at the end of the previous episode. The episode hilariously begins with Subaru being like, "Wow, you look great in that uniform," and that's where the intro, the opening begins to just start playing. It just feels so cold opening-esque, almost from a sitcom or something. It was an interesting and humorous way to do that. But she starts to giggle like a little schoolgirl hilariously, and she shares that, well, that means, hearing that from you means that this was all worth it, recreating this from your memories. So she's got access to memories. I don't know if that's in general or within this trial. And also, I still don't understand how Subaru is able to see and communicate with her outside of being in a trial. That there's something there that hasn't been explained yet, and that might be kind of huge because he saw her. Well, actually, I was thinking he saw her when he was just out in the forest or whatever, but no, he walked into the sanctuary. So this building within the sanctuary, so this building is obviously very tied and very connected to Echidna, and whatever that means, it means that there's a direct contact with her through here. But the first time we went in there, the lighting wasn't all blue, there was none of that weird shit in the walls, nothing like that. It was just a normal looking building. So I wonder if Echidna herself decides who she communes with or what. But I guess because he wasn't participating in a trial, that's not why it lit up blue the very first time. And ever since, it's all to do with the trial, that's why it lights up the way it does and everything like that. And so she can choose to just communicate with someone, I guess. She kind of tapped into his memories, I guess, the first time he went into that building, because she said, oh, so that's what you truly want, that's what you really, all of this stuff. So yeah, it's just a little interesting that still, there's a little confusion for me anyway as to the true meaning of what those conversations could be where he just communicates with her. Echidna is very ominous and she's very creepy and, comes across as someone bad. The way she's speaking from a distance, teleporting basically behind him, whispering in his ear and saying all these things that are kind of trying to bring him down and to make him break down. But Subaru himself, he just stands firm, he stands tall, and he thanks her for allowing him the closure that he needed. Even though we know in the real world, his parents don't have a clue where he is. And the way they love him so much, I imagine that is so heartbreakingly difficult for them in this real world, in their real world. But Subaru here, he just thanks Echidna for his heart having less of a burden, because he was able to thank them and be wished well by an imaginary version of them that are created from his memories that are a very close depiction to the actual real deal. So like in his mind, he has her to thank. We learn that there are 3 trials and that this was only the first one, and Subaru has passed it adequately. She is happy with how he passed it and she thinks that he's ready to move on to the next one. But Subaru says no, he's not going to take part in any more. He trusts in and believes in Emilia to complete all of the trials and to free everyone. He wants her to be the one to do it. He does not want to step in the way. He does not want to get in the way. He does not want to take away that from Emilia. That's kind of when the world starts to deteriorate around them. The memories start to fade away and everything. I guess because Subaru knows that these memories aren't real, and so it starts to kind of fizzle off. And Echidna seems to be someone who wants people to hate her for some reason. She's like, you want to hit me, don't you? Whenever Subaru is like, can I ask something? She's like, yeah, you want to hit me, but like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And no, he just thanks her. So it's really interesting that she immediately jumps to that conclusion. What does that mean about her character? What does that mean about the way she was while she was alive? And yes, she can't understand him, and that's the big thing about Subaru. He is non-understandable. Subaru wakes up next to Emilia and goes to comfort her, but she's very clearly like not okay. She's saying, it wasn't me, it was, but... And that's kind of telling me that she did something in the past as Satla. Probably, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm about like 75% sure at this point that that's probably the case. Taking all the circumstantial evidence that I've been kind of talking about throughout the rest of the season. If she was Satla, but she is currently now Emilia, then yes. Yes, I did that, but it wasn't me. Like, how do you explain that? Like, I didn't do that. Someone else did. And... yeah, the whole thing with souls being able to be separated and souls being separated from a body once they pass a barrier. I wonder if Emilia's soul is trapped, Sadla's soul is trapped here in this sanctuary. And one day she left this sanctuary with Puck and her body was freed, but her soul wasn't. So she was like an empty husk. She was not the person she was prior to all of that. So that's kind of how I'm interpreting this whole outburst where Emilia is crying and she's really unconsolable, honestly. She is just an absolute mess, trying to, you know, beg for help and everything, asking for Puck, her father, of course, to come and help, but Puck is nowhere to be seen. He hasn't been anywhere to be seen. Ram burns Subaru's cheek a little later on in the episode, and it's really funny because that's all to get his attention, to get him to stand up so she can lean in and whisper something in her ear, because there's someone here, this elder of the elves or something. I don't even know. I can't even remember the name or anything, but Ram knows that Subaru will make a scene, and she warns him not to make any unnecessary comments. But of course he makes one anyway, where he starts calling her Lolly Grandma or something, old woman Lolly Baba, or whatever it happens to be. She says something about him being rude, but I feel like now that I know her goal, and her goal is to get out of this sanctuary, she's maybe a little willing to overlook some of these behaviors because she knows Subaru is such an important figure and such an important part of reaching those goals. And she even knows his name, and a big part of why she probably knows his name is because of ROSWAAL. ROSWAAL is honestly conducting this whole thing. He is the orchestrator and everything like that, and it's pretty scary, honestly, to think about just what he could have been potentially orchestrating this whole time, like everything, or just some stuff that's been happening throughout the series. Like, we need to know just how deep that goes with ROSWAAL, because right now I don't trust him. I don't like him. I don't think I could suspect or expect us to be safe, especially when Elsa just showed up at the end of this episode. Was that also ROSWAAL's doing? Did he send Elsa there because he knows that Subaru is important here, and he knows what Subaru's power is. So he sent her there so that she could kill him and send him back. Maybe ROSWAAL knows a lot about Subaru, and Subaru just doesn't know it yet. And Subaru, in turn, has to suffer just because things didn't go how ROSWAAL wanted. Maybe things could go in that direction. I'm not entirely sure just yet. And so the whole plan is that these people want to break out of the sanctuary, and so they've taken all these humans hostage because only half beasts get trapped here, and there has to be a reason for that. There has to be something that trapped them here in the first place. There has to be a reason they're trapped. And my big idea, my thought behind that is that Satala is trapped here. Satala's soul is trapped here, and so they don't want Satala to escape. But maybe people have forgotten the Satala is sealed here. Maybe people don't know, and that's maybe a big part of why there are conservatives and otherwise for whether Sanctuary should be sealed away or released free. Subaru watches Amelia as she sleeps, and she reaches out for comfort from him, and it's this very sweet moment. But of course Subaru and Amelia had to make it weird because that's kind of their whole thing. But she seeks comfort and she grabs onto him, and I think that's really adorable because she does need him right now. And that's the sad part about this. He left to go back to the village, and I think that's probably his big mistake by the end of this episode. He should be staying with Amelia the entire time because, as Ram said, you can't trust anybody. Who knows who could be trusted here? Subaru tries his best to encourage Amelia to take part in the trial again tomorrow, and we learn that Ram is silently listening in from the other side of a wall, and I wonder if that's so that she can report back to ROSWAAL, or if she is genuinely hopeful that they will succeed. Or otherwise, who knows? And in the next scene, Subaru and Ram have a very, very interesting conversation. They have a conversation about Frederica, and Ram is under the belief that Frederica is trying to push them into releasing everyone. She thinks that the reason Frederica did that is because she's kind of in business for herself, but we know that she was talking about her master when nobody else was around. She was doing this for her master, blah blah blah. So I don't think that's the case at all. I feel like this is another situation where it's all ROSWAAL. And what does that mean for Subaru? What does that mean for anyone else? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out, right? So yeah, now I'm wondering why ROSWAAL didn't share that information with Ram. Why is he suddenly starting to hold secrets from her? And of course then the next scene is with ROSWAAL. So good segue, but also this guy kind of sucks. He is such an ass. He talks like he is above everyone else and he is the one controlling all these things when, no, you're doing nothing. That's the sad part about this. Like, you're literally choosing to do nothing, and so all this stuff is happening. That way you can't be blamed. That way, you know, there's no confrontation. But realistically, why are you so sure that this is the right way to do things? Because this is crazy. And so then we talk with ROSWAAL, who reveals that he is the one who has been kind of allowing things to happen behind the scenes. He did not intervene with anything that was happening because he trusted us. He trusted that we would deal with it and that things would be okay because of it. Like, what does he know about us that he trusts us so much? We just met this guy like 2 weeks ago. He doesn't know who we are. We don't know who he is. But maybe he does know who we are, actually. Maybe he knows more than we would care to admit. And yes, he did all this to favor her when it comes to royal selections and just all of that stuff. He wants her to win, and so he will do whatever it takes to get to that point. But I don't know what his aim is for that. I don't know what the goal is there at all. But yeah, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. I don't like that he's calling Subaru his partner in crime or anything like that. And yet Ram ends up stopping Subaru from throwing hands with ROSWAAL. I know ROSWAAL would have wiped the floor with Subaru, but Subaru, he's got a lot of spunk, he's got a lot of energy, and he's ready to throw down if necessary. I think it's funny when Amelia calls Subaru a jerk. We've never seen her talk like this before, ever. We've only ever seen her be respectful and maybe use some old-timey words or stuff like that, but this time she just straight up calls him a jerk. It's like something that one of the other characters in the castle would maybe say that she's just picked up on. That's kind of how it feels. And so then the episode kind of ends with ROSWAAL sending Ram a message. Well, that's not how it ends, but ROSWAAL gives Ram a message to pass on to Subaru that if Subaru is scared of facing Frederica, all Subaru has to do is find Beatrice and say, you can ask the question or something like that. So That's really, really interesting. I wonder if she knows what's happening with Subaru and she's going to ask him, and that will force some sort of reset. That will force something of some sort. I hope so. I don't know, but we'll find out hopefully in the next handful of episodes, because this is setting up to be a really intense ride. And yeah, they're then leaving because Subaru's able to convince the leaders of this place to release the humans, because they've now got Amelia, and Amelia can't leave, and Amelia will do whatever it takes. So Garfield goes to show them how to leave, and that's sort of one of the last things we see in this episode, because after this then they reach the location, and I'm a little worried about what's going to happen, because yeah, by the time they get to the mansion, it's red as shit in the sky, so I knew something bad was going to happen. Blood sky, blood red, all that stuff. And that's when then Subaru goes inside, hears there's nobody there, sees all the doors open, starts to get worried, and then thinks about Rem and runs to Rem's room and ends up getting killed in the process by Elsa. What's she doing here? I have no idea. I guess we'll find out in the next episode, or maybe not, because we're going to be going back. But regardless, this was a crazy fun ride. So the first thing I think I maybe want to talk about that I don't think I really got into was that I really love, and sorry, let me take this off. I don't know why I'm wearing this in the first place. I really honestly love that Subaru wants Emilia to be the one to do this trial. He is so supportive, and he wants her to be the one to succeed. He wants her to be the one that everyone, looks up to and sees as the one that, completed this trial. But realistically, I feel like what she needs most is his help, not his support. And I feel like a big part of why Subaru has been allowed into these trials is so that he can help Emilia further in ways that he couldn't otherwise. And yeah, I'm really excited to see just what that means, what Subaru will be able to do, what he'll be able to accomplish, if he can enter these trials alongside her, if he will witness her memories, if anything strange like that will happen. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that it's going to be a really intriguing case to see what happens. I think one of my favorite things though about Echidna is just how confident she is in her role, but Subaru is someone that she cannot comprehend. I love that so much. Subaru is so unlike anyone else she has ever met. And I think that's going to make for some really, really cool and fun entertainment throughout this season. I think that Subaru is going to be Echidna's ploy. He is going to be the exact opposite of what she wants. And he is going to do everything in his power, obviously, for Emilia. But I wonder if he will kind of, ruin some plans that maybe ROSWAAL has with Echidna, because we know ROSWAAL is very loyal to Echidna, and that's his whole reason for being here, basically. Well, besides saving the villagers and all that, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I mean? He's here because this is Echidna's resting place, and his family, the Mathers family, have been very loyal to the Echidna witch. Another thing I want to talk about is obviously the whole ROSWAAL conversation. And obviously this ROSWAAL conversation was a huge moment in this series. He admitted to being negligent and allowing for all this stuff to happen, and purposely not being where he needs to be to save people, to do things that will be good for everyone, because he trusts that Subaru will do what needs to be done and keep people safe, keep Emilia safe. So I'm truly now wondering if ROSWAAL is, I'm confused actually, because you would assume ROSWAAL is loyal to Echidna, but you would also assume that Echidna and Sadla are not in the same camp. So then it makes it confusing to me, because in my mind, ROSWAAL is playing two sides here. He's playing the side of Mathers, the side of Echidna, but he's also playing the side of Sadla here. He seems to want Emilia, if she is Sadla. I am just assuming, I've been assuming for the past several episodes, if she truly is Sadla, and he wants to wake her up, he wants to make her aware, then it makes sense in my head that ROSWAAL would be working obviously with Sadla, or working, to bring her back. And part of that was bringing Subaru here to use him as a chess piece, to move him around and make it so that he will essentially be the person to protect and, you know, be the knight character, because ROSWAAL doesn't want to be seen as the person to do all that, as he shared in this episode. He's being very forthcoming, he's being very open, but he's still not sharing everything, and that's what worries me. I still don't know what his intention is at the end of all this. And then again, if ROSWAAL knew that the witch cult was coming for Emilia, does that mean that the witch cult is, yeah, I don't know, like, does that mean that they're technically not all bad, but they are because they've done terrible, awful things for literally no reason? So it's just like, yeah, there's a lot of thoughts going through my head with regards to ROSWAAL in this conversation. And yeah, I don't sadly have any concrete thoughts right now, but you know, I'm going to keep thinking, and hopefully by the time we check out the next episode, I'll maybe have some thoughts, or maybe as the season continues, I'll be able to piece more of those scattered thoughts together to, you know, make a whole thought. I think that's maybe all I wanted to add here. I just know that I didn't really say as much as I wanted with regards to that stuff. Obviously Elsa being back as well is terrifying. I'm so scared to see what she's going to do within this season. I honestly thought that she'd show up way down the line again. I didn't expect to see her in season 2 this early. I thought she'd be like a season 4 or 5 character or something, like introduced really early and then never seen again for a long time. But she's back. She's causing havoc. She's ripping out bowels. She's disemboweling Subaru. And yeah, it's scary. And that's, I think, a good word for what is to come in the next episode. I am scared. I am worried. And I don't know what's to come. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say here. I'm going to throw it back over to do the outro for this video from my past self. So yeah, I had so much fun with this. I hope you guys did as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed and comment down below letting me know something cool about this episode that doesn't spoil anything for the future. And yeah, I hope that you'll maybe also consider subscribing. It really helps me a lot. But I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.